Good evening. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this special show this week. My name's Chris Birkett, as you know, some of you know. This show is called Gifts in Dark Packages, and I have a very special guest who's written a book on the subject called Catherine Clark, and she's going to come on later, and they're going to show a video of her doing one of her talks, like a TED Talk thing with about one of her epiphanies that changed her life. I see some people on really early. There's Lisa Hart's already here, and Joyce Aldrich is already here. Good evening, ladies. How are you? Thank you for coming. I think you're going to enjoy this one. It's a good one. So I normally play a video at first because I give people time to turn up and stuff. But I'm going to actually just tell you a quick story of one of my dark packages gifts. The idea between gifts in dark packages, it kind of means that as things happen to you, traumatic things happen to you, which you think at the time they're just like the worst thing you could possibly imagine, but when you look at it in retrospect later in your life, you actually really learn something, and it had caused a shift. Michael McIsaac is here. Thank you. Jeremy Ronson. I think you're going to enjoy the show tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. So I will tell you a very quick story about one of my gifts in a dark package. I was in my 20s, and I just signed a major deal with Tony Visconti, Good Earth Records, and with my band, Omaha Sheriff. So I'd been living up to that time on a really bad diet. I've been traveling around Germany with this soul band. I was eating, really bad food, like Kentucky Fried Chicken every night and all that sort of stuff, right? Excuse me, Colonel Sanders, I don't mean to diss your food, but anyway, I had a really terrible diet, and of course I had a bad diet as a kid. So for some reason, my body decided to go into crisis. Just at the time when I signed this major deal, I was so excited to make my first album with Tony Visconti, one of the best producers on the planet. Suddenly, I went down with an ear infection. It got worse and worse and worse. It's after a massive flu. I got so sick, my ears both blocked up. I went stone deaf almost. I couldn't hear anything, and they were bleeding. I'd get up in the morning, there'd be blood on the pillow, and so I was in a real mess. I tried everything. I went to doctors. I tried all kinds of medication. Nothing worked. I had this stuff blocked in my face. So Tony felt really sorry for me because we were trying to record and I couldn't hear anything, right? So he took me to some acupuncturists just outside London, and who were friends of his, and they're a Chinese family who've been practicing it for generations. They were really, really good. So I went in there, and the first thing they asked me about is my diet, and they realised that I was eating terrible food, too much salt and too much, fats and stuff. So they gave me that dietary advice, but they also checked my posture. They asked about all sorts of things, even my sexual habits, everything. It's really like intense interview. And then I laid down on this bed, and they put these needles in me in all kinds of odd places, in between my fingers and my ears and all sorts of in my back and stuff. And I laid there, and they said, just lay here for half an hour to an hour. And I started getting really emotional and jittery, and started like you don't know whether you want to laugh or cry, And then I could feel this stuff that had been in my station tubes. They'd been blocked for 6 months. I could feel it running down my throat. It was amazing. And then then they came in and said, right, now you go home and sleep. So I got into Tony's car, and we went back to Shepherd's Bush, and we were staying in an apartment above his studio. As soon as I got in the car, I fell asleep, like unconscious. Now they had to carry me out of the car when we got to London. They took me up to the apartment, and I slept for 2 days, and I woke up and I was completely cured. I went to an ear specialist to check my hearing. It was 100% perfect, and it was a miracle. Anyway, that was one of my dark gifts that came to me. The dark gift was being ill, but the actual gift hidden in that package was I changed my life after that. I changed my diet. I became a vegetarian. I stopped eating crap, and I started cooking my own food. I studied nutrition, because if you're going to be a serious vegetarian, you have to know you have to know about nutrition. So that was one of my stories I want to share with you, and you're going to hear a wonderful story later on from Catherine Clark. I'm going to invite her into the show. She's just arrived here. So anyway, I was going to play you a video, which is just to warm everybody up. And some of you have heard it, so please don't turn off, because the show's going to be really good. And this is called Turning Around the Sun, and it's about this subject, because no matter what happens to you, whether it's good or whether you perceive it good or bad, the world keeps turning around the sun. So that's the message in this video. Here we go. By Tom Amorian. And I think Michael McIsaac helped with the filming of this, who is here also watching tonight. Thank you, Michael. Eric Adelfo is here. David Edmond. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my dark package story, and you're going to hear some more of those tonight. So here we go. I'm sure you got your own too. Here we go.
There comes a time when the risk of staying closed as a bird becomes greater than the risk of opening to a flower. We are growing into love. Beauty's falling from above. No more doubt, no more fear. It's time for peace of mind. Anxiety for the future, we leave it all behind. Laughter flowing once again. Tears of joy instead of pain. Running in our veins. Lovers singing in rain. Night turns to day. Work turns to play. Come what may. The world keeps turning around the sun.
Hi folks, hope you enjoyed that. I know some of you have heard it already, but I think it's a good positive message, how to look at your dark packages. No more doubt, no more fear. It's time for peace of mind. Anxiety for the future, leave it all behind. So anyway, I'm going to play you a song which is kind of perfect for this particular thing. I wrote this song when I was in Hawaii, and I also wrote another song, Nightmare in Paradise, but I'm not going to play that. But that was another dark thing for me. My Hawaii thing didn't work out very well for me. I wasn't really ready to live in the tropical islands when I went over there, and it went kind of pear-shaped, as they say in England. But the thing that came out of it was this song, and also I ended up moving to Toronto, and my life completely changed. I met Joan Proust, and everything became magical. I love this country, and I intend to make this my home forever. So here we go. This is a perfect night. So here we go. I'll do my little intro if you like. It's got a nice intro. It goes. stars seem bright this evening dark, and light are playing games I love to play with you, my love. Space and time are standing still this night of lasting love and light have found us here tonight. What a day I've had, went from good to bad, and the only thing that kept me safe inside was to come back to this perfect night with you. The wind gently, she calls our names. I hear the sound of joy and laughter in this place. The moon plays tunes inside my mind and fills my heart with songs divine. I feel that I could fly. At times like these, I understand the reason why I'm here with you tonight. This imperfect day was followed by a perfect night with you. Flute line here, we go. How's the sound out there, fellas, guys and gals? Curtis C. Ball, I'm so glad to be alive. Thanks, Chris. It's nice to see you. Marcio Germano is here, and Eric Liddell for Colleen Congdon. Hello, Colleen. Welcome. This is wonderful. I've got some people that have never seen my show before, so I'm so happy. Is the sound okay? I don't know if anyone wants to comment on the sound. I think the microphone for the guitar is a little bit low, so I'm going to put it up a little bit just to get a slightly bigger sound. Get a big rock sound. So here we go. So anyway, this show is all about the gifts in dark packages, and that's about things, traumatic experiences. I went to see Neil Donald Walsh once in Paris, and I went to one of his conferences, and he opened the show with his fantastic statement. He said, "How many people in this audience have had a traumatic experience in their life, which they really suffered and they thought this is the end, or like a broken up marriage, or person that you love dying, or whatever. And almost everybody in the room, there's over 1,000 people in the room, they all put up their hands, right? So, and he goes, right, now I want you to think, stop and think. I want you to put up your hands, all those people who, in retrospect, found that traumatic experience changed their life for the better. In other words, they learned something for their soul growth from this experience. And almost everybody put their hand up. What a great way to start a conference, eh? So that's what this show is about. I wanted to get this idea through. I think it's really important for us to understand that what we think of as really bad is sometimes a blessing in disguise. So anyway, moving right along, I'm going to play this song called, I wrote this when I was homeless, but it's a good song. It's called Somebody Wants You. Here we go. Always on your own empty room, so neat, no one is coming home, yeah. Somebody wants you, somebody needs you, somebody out there who was made for you. Frying pan and too wide and too much time on your side. Ice cold, all alone, all the phones, no calls on the answer phone, yeah. Somebody wants you, somebody needs you, somebody out there who was made for you. Make a move from your old solitary life. Find a future friend outside, but all you gotta do is try. Yeah, whoa, yeah. All right, yeah. Somebody wants you, somebody needs you, somebody wants you, somebody needs you. You're not alone anymore now. Hey, somebody wants you, somebody needs you, somebody wants you, somebody needs you. You're not alone anymore now. Hey, somebody wants you, somebody needs you, somebody wants you, somebody needs you. You're not alone anymore now. Woo! I always get puffed out when I play that song. It's a rocker. Martha D. Redmond, this is beautiful. My first time hearing you. I'm feeling it. Thank you. Thanks for joining us, Martha. I'm so happy to see you all. Marcio, Anesh Daya, such great lyrics, soul-filled sounds. Thank you, brother. I'm very happy that there's some new people come tonight who I've never seen before, and I'm so happy to please tell all your friends. And we have a theme every week. This week's theme is gifts in dark packages, and it's a very psychological theme, but that's the point of music, right? Music is a universal language. It's here to help us communicate. So I'm going to play you this lovely, I think you'll like this track. Going to need my glasses for this one because some of my songs are so new that I still don't know my own lyrics, so I have to write them down. There's a backing track for this. It's called Peace and Joy, and the reason I want to play this on this show is because suffering is it's not in the event, it's in our perception of the event, and that's what I learned when I was in India in a real big way. Now, To give an example, we can complain that the rose bushes have thorns, or we can rejoice that the thorn bushes have roses. Same event, different perception. And this song is called Peace and Joy, in brackets, perception. So enjoy, folks. Here we go. Heard that suffering was in perception, but we choose the path of pain. I heard that roses are full of thorns, but their beauty wins the day. I heard the sun is always shining above the clouds on rainy days. I heard that peace and joy surround us. We just have to choose that way. There comes a time when the danger of staying close like a bug becomes much greater than the moment of opening like a flower. Oh. Fear and doubt will hide the sunlight. They're not real, not here to stay. Essential nature will give me freedom. The world keeps turning, a brand new day. Find your power, it's inside you. Find your strength in harmony. Find that peace and joy surround you. You just have to let it be. Comes a time when the danger of staying close like a bug becomes much greater than the moment of opening like a flower. Oh, open like a flower. Open like a flower. Every time I do that song, I just go into a trance. So that's a song which is related to the subject of gifts in dark packages. Hello, Natalie Schneider. Thank you for joining us. That's a pretty. You sent me some flowers. They're lovely. Then we got Craig Milton. Yay. Craig is my favourite yay man. I actually learnt the word from him. So thanks, Craig. So I'm going to play it as a special song now. Now, you may be aware that there's a poet called Rudyard Kipling back in, I think, the 19th century. And he wrote a poem which became really famous. And a lot of you are going to know this poem. It's called If. And I decided to put it to music because it's such a beautiful poem, and it's about finding gifts in dark packages. You know, it's stuff that life throws at us. We can actually crumble, just like, you know, in despair, or we can grow from it. And the choice is ours. We're free will beings in the universe. So we know that, right? So the choice is you can actually grow from your trauma, or you can disappear. Appearing or disappearing is what it's all about, right? So, but anyway, I believe that all traumas are wrapped in gifts. So there's something in there for everybody, whatever type of trauma you're going through. So, but I'm an eternal optimist. So I have to tell you that I'm glass half full type. Anyway, this poem is so beautiful. I want to play it for you because it's on my album Be Creative. So if you, after this concert, if you want to go and try and find Be Creative, I think it's on Amazon Music. This is called If by Rudyard Kipling, and I put it to music. So here we go. And I have a little backing track I prepared for you earlier. So how about that? Here we go. If you can keep your head with all about you, losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good or talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two imposters just the same. If you can hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If I could mend your heart, and I would be your man, I'd take away your pain and love you once again. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings. Never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinews to serve your turn long after they have gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If I can mend your heart, then I will be your man. I take away your pain and love you once again. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, what with kings not lose the common touch. Leave me the foes not living, the friends can hurt you. If all man counts with you, but not too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, which is more. You'll be a man, my son, if I can mend your heart, and I will be your man. I take away your pain and love you once again. I am in your heart, and I'll be your man. I take away your pain and love you once again. Yeah, so that was the poem "If" by Rudyard Kipling, and I decided to put some music to it. And featured on that track you just heard, which is a backing track for my album, is Fergus Hamilton played on it. Glenn Milcham from Blue Rodeo played drums, and Rosita Stone did those beautiful high background vocals. So it's the first album I did when I got here to Canada, and I've managed to find some super talented people to play on it. So. Right, so let's move right along. This is time for my special guest. So I'm going to play a video from her first. Now, this is a remarkable woman who had an epiphany, a gift in a dark package. And the dark package, you'll hear it on the video, is a serious dark package. And she really grew from this gift, and she's a great example. And it's an inspirational video. I'm going to play you the video, and then I'm going to invite her in the room. She's going to just talk to you about that experience, and you're going to love this. This is Catherine Clark giving a talk on gifts in dark packages, which is this book over here at the top of my screen. That's coming out later this year, so here we go.
I was 30 years old. All alone, with a CAT scan staring me down in a dimly lit Montreal hospital room. My stomach knotted as the surgeon looked me squarely in the eyes and handed me a dark package. You know, the kind of dark package no one ever wants, like a car accident, the death of a loved one, or in my case, a life-threatening tumor. The surgeon pointed to the lime-sized tumor in my throat and said, "Catherine, this tumor will take a long time to kill you. And if we try to surgically remove it, you'll probably be paralyzed on the left side and never speak again." In that moment, my brain officially froze. I didn't want to feel the gravity of this news. Never speak again? But that's my superpower, my strength, talking to people, connecting. What would I do for work? How would I communicate? Never speak again? I felt emotionally paralyzed by the mere thought of being voiceless, especially when I just got my voice back. You see, I just left an abusive marriage where I couldn't speak my truth for years, and now this tumor, this mass of cells in my throat was here to silence me again. Could it get any worse? 4 weeks later, I found myself teetering on the edge of the subway platform, deeply depressed, hopeless. I was going to die anyway. I just want to be out of pain. I have to jump. My mother's face flashed before me. I'm so sorry I jumped, Mom. I just didn't want you to suffer through another slow death like you did with Dad. I felt a stranger's arm pull me back to safety. This was not the time for my life to end, but it was the time to start a new life story, a chance for rebirth. It was a chance to let go of all those painful parts that no longer served me. And the first to go was the successful removal of that tumor. I just knew I'd found the right surgeon who would help me keep my voice when he said, "Catherine, this surgery will be one for the record books." And when the lab results came back as benign, we both jumped for joy, and I shouted, "Yes!" because I actually could shout. And thank goodness my best friend helped me get the help I needed for clinical depression. And with lots of tears, medication, and therapy, I found out it's okay to just sit with your dark package and feel it all, to heal it all. I also found how to nurture my authentic voice. And little by little, it became louder and clearer until the day arrived when I could look at all of my dark packages as gifts. Yes, gifts that allow you to dig deep, face your fears, and find your inner truth. So I picked up my dark package and I renamed it my dark gift. I quit my job, went back to school, and trained to be a psychotherapist. And for 25 years, I've helped others see the light in their own dark times. And no, life hasn't been easy. There's been many more dark gifts. But now I say, bring them on. I'm empowered to transform myself again and again, rising above my smoldering ashes, a sensational 60 soaring phoenix. Because the truth is, dark gifts are only going to keep on coming. So we might as well see them as brilliantly disguised packages for our soul's evolution. And they've been hiding in plain sight all along. So we might as well lift the lid, because the world needs each and every one of us to share our voices, share our gifts, and shine.
How about that? That is what I call an inspiring talk. So I've got wonderful honour and privilege to actually invite the person, Catherine Clark, who was just talking. She's actually here in the room with me. So I'm going to hand the seat over to her, and Catherine's going to tell you a short story. So, come in, Catherine. We've only got room for one person at a time in this room. It's the tiny room, but there you go.
Hello, everyone.
Are you comfortable? Yeah, that'll pick you up. That's cool.
It's great. What a beautiful privilege to be here, and certainly such an honor to share my voice and to hear the heartfelt words and music and the voice of Chris here. And I couldn't be more honored to be with all of you. And I know that Chris asked this question already, but it's one that I think is so important for us to share with one another, to know that we're not alone and that we all have dark gifts, I like to think of them as, that are going to keep on coming. And so I know Chris had asked, how many of you can think of a time in your life when you just felt there was no hope? I just don't know how I'm going to get out of this, or maybe I don't even feel like I want to live any longer or get out of this. I don't know if I can see the chat on here. Yeah, if anybody could just maybe say yes, if you can remember a hardship that you were just like, I have no idea if there's any up from this. And then my next question is, yeah, it's delayed here. Okay. My next question is, what happened because of that? Oh, I got a hell yes in there. Thank you, Anish. What was the result of that? In other words, what was the opportunity, the learning, the aha moment that really changed your life? And I love the fact that Chris has shared some of those moments with us today. And I think it's so important to know that you will see the other side of that moment. In fact, having worked with clients for over 25 years, and believe me, I've got some funny dark packages. I'll probably share one of those in a moment here. But you have survived 100% of all of those times. Just give that a thought. What that means is we're all here today because we are really resilient. We have all the skills and competencies and learning that we need to actually reinvent ourselves again and again. And in the words of Dalai Lama, I think Chris had touched on this as well, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And I'm seeing a lot of really great stories here. People that had their own rebirth, certainly losing your job. I am only here, my latest dark packages a year ago. When my marriage imploded, I packed up the Passat with all my worldly possessions and drove across the prairies in the winter. Is that a true Canadian or what, right? And funny thing, I'm sitting in this really nice cozy chair of Chris Birkett's only because I reconnected with his beautiful wife, Joan Prowse, who I worked with in my 20s, our first kind of advertising media research sort of gig. And that's where the dark package of having risen above the adversity of losing your job, losing your marriage, losing your home, and just going to something new. And look, my latest gift right here in the beautiful studio of Chris Birkett. And you never know where those funny stories are going to come from, but I can tell you right now, when you look back, you get invited to the dinner parties with what I call the pivot party people instead of the pity party people. And that's kind of what I've made a whole mental health resiliency roadmap about in my book, because I bet you want to go to the pivot party too, because I can tell you, Chris Birkett, Joan Prowse, they got better wine, better snacks, and way more party tricks than the people at the pity party. So I hope that that you'll think about a couple of things, especially this week. As dark packages are on the world's doorstep, that we can all take a collective breath, really, really take time to send light and love to all beings, and know that as dark packages
are being delivered around the world, that it's time to take that extra kindness, show that extra kindness to someone, even if they're not showing you the same kindness, because we never know what sort of trauma or dark package they may be dealing with right now, and how very, very much they could use a listening ear. My experience in suicide intervention in the Arctic also taught me that often it's just that one conversation where you just sit with someone over a cup of coffee, or just on a walk, a short little walk out, getting those endorphins going, especially if someone's feeling depressed, and saying, how are you doing? Really? And if someone is feeling at the end of their rope, to actually ask the question, are you feeling like you just don't want to go on anymore? Because what I can tell you is that saves lives. And I know that Chris is going to put some numbers on the screen here. If you're in that place right now where a dark package just landed on your doorstep, please know you're not alone. You will get through this with the help of others. So please ask for help. And think about this. It might make a really funny story one day. So I'm going to leave you with one of those funny stories, which is another dark package I had was when my leg was almost crushed in a car accident. And then shortly after that, I got pregnant. And my surgeon said to me, I had a cast on my leg when I got pregnant. He said, geez, Catherine, how'd you manage that? And I'm like, the old-fashioned way, you're a doctor. But at the end of the day, they couldn't fix my leg. And so I had to go through an entire pregnancy with a cast on my leg. And there's another video on this as well, which is quite funny. But it was kind of hilarious if I'd go anywhere with my toddler, my belly, and an air cast. I'd be in the bank lineup and people would say, oh my God, I thought I was having a bad day. Then I met you. As no one wants to see a Pregosaurus, with a cast on her leg. And so, these funny stories will come later. But at the time, I want you to know, with the mental health resiliency mindset, that you too will be able to find that strength. Maybe it's the words of a friend. Reach out, ask for help, and know that the pivot party people are waiting on the other side of that doorway. So thanks so much to Chris. I'd be very, very honored and excited if you would look at my book, and hopefully it will help you someday. Gifts in dark packages. And yeah, thank you so much, Chris, for inviting me on and for your beautiful, heartfelt words. And yeah, lots of love and light and love to Ukraine and everyone who's dealing
I need that now, yeah.
right now with dark packages. Let's roll with them, guys, and have some music. Thank you.
It's a round of applause for Catherine. You have earned yourself a glass of red wine.
Oh, I love it. And it's always a decent glass of red wine with you, Chris.
Yeah, it's a good one. Thank you. It's, so folks, that book's coming out soon, and but we'll have to put. Hey, Catherine. One second. Can you put the numbers on the chat, because I didn't got them on the screen. Thanks. I'm going to get Catherine to put she's going to put the numbers, the helpline numbers on the chat feed, so it will all be there, and of course you can watch the show anytime and share it with your friends and that sort of thing. So I'm getting back to some music for you now. I want to do this song because I played this before on the show, but it's totally relevant. I wrote this song on the way to Hawaii to work with Buffy St. Marie, and I was coming down through some clouds and from a beautiful sunny day on an aeroplane, and then there was a storm underneath, and I just thought, isn't this like us? We have this kind of clouds of fear and doubt. So I want to play this song called "It's Above the Clouds." The sun is always shining above the clouds, and that's the thing to remember when you get depressed and when your energy is really low and everything seems to be going wrong. There is always a light in you, and it's trying to shine, and it's there. So have faith in that, and that will really help you a lot. This is Above the Clouds. Walking on this side of the line, you can't fail to see all of the crimes that we have made in our history. All of the loving that we gave will come back to us. All of the dreams that we have made will come true, yeah. 'Cause the sun is always shining above the clouds. You know the sun is always shining above the clouds. Why do we live in rainy days, every one of us? Under the clouds that we have made, riding that same old bus. Hey, dark is the day that sees the night deep inside our souls. Never believing that we're right, giving up control. Because the sun is always shining above the clouds. You know the sun is always shining above the clouds. Isn't it lovely to be the weatherman? Oh, 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 oh. Isn't it lovely to be on the stand? Whoa, 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 whoa. Talking to you and to me about a rain or shine. Oh, 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 oh. Standing here under my tree, all is fine. The sun is always shining above the clouds. You know the sun is always shining above the clouds. Sing with me, here we go. The sun is always shining above the clouds. You know the sun is always shining above the clouds, yeah. Woo. So, getting hot, it's getting really hot in here. So the sun's shining in this room, I can tell you tonight. So moving on, we're kind of, I don't want to go over time because I know you guys got lots of things to do. I'm going to sing another feel-good song. And this song, some of you may have heard it, but I want to play it to you anyway. It's got a really nice, I did a really nice backing track mix for it. And it features a good friend of mine on guitar. Tristan Alvakian played a blinding solo on this. I just so love it. It's great. I wish I could play as good as that. But anyway, it's about realizing that you're actually a great person. We have divine energy in us, folks. We're so beautiful. We're part of the universe. You have a universe in you. You have 100 trillion cells, and each one of those cells has 100 trillion atoms in it. And we're a mini universe in miniature, and we're just all connected with this huge energy matrix. So, you know, it's quantum physics stuff, but I believe in that because I'm a scientific person. So, and that's so. This is called "Take Me Higher," and enjoy it. Here we go. It's like the backing track mix works. Sorry. And this is another glasses thing because it's a new song. Here we go. So, take me higher. Here we go. Yeah, grooving. Feel free to get up and dance to this one. Yeah. Hey, kill more than the blues. Take me higher. You can never lose. Take me there. And the life you choose will be better. And the things you do, echo glory. You become the number one in your life. Live your dreams under the sun, it's alright. Hey, you become the number one in your life. Live your dreams under the sun, it's alright. Hey, take me higher, take me higher. It's the hardest thing to love yourself, but until you do, there's no room for someone else. Try to listen to your beating heart. Every breath you take brings a fresh start. You become the number one in your life. Live your dreams under the sun, it's alright. Hey, hey, you become the number one in your life. Live your dreams under the sun, it's alright, yeah. Take me higher, take me higher. Take it away, just stand it back here. Here we go. Woo. Listen to inner voices, they'll be judging you all the time. There's no right or wrong in your choices. Just do what you gotta do, that's fine. You'll become the number one in your life. Live your dreams under the sun, it's alright. You become the number one in your life. Live your dreams in the sun, it's alright, yeah. Take me higher, take me higher. It's not hard for you to love somebody, but it will never be true till you love you. Every step you take, a new story in this journey through your life, yeah. You dreamed under the sun, it's alright. You become the number one in your life. Hey, dreams under the sun, it's alright. Take me higher, take me higher, take me higher. I hope you like that one. That was about feeling good about yourself. You become the number one in your life. So, okay, I've got one more song to do, and then I'm going to play you a video, which I think you're going to like very much. It's a funny video. I want to play the show out on a funny high point. So, no, this is called A Long Way Down. I don't have a backing track for this. I'm going to play it, and this is a song I wrote very recently. It's not been released. It's not even been put on a record or anything. It's just, but I like it, and it's about being really nice to people, especially if you're doing well in life and you're climbing up a ladder and everything's really great. just try and be really nice to people, because you might need those people when you're on your way down, because nothing sort of stays the same in life, right? Life is full of ups and downs, waves, and those waves are energy. The energy of the universe works on vibration, which is essentially a wave. So you have to, if you're going to have an up, there has to be a down with it, and if you're going to have a down, there has to be an up with it. So just wait for time, and everything will work out. So this is what that's kind of what inspired this song. It's called A Long Way Down. Here we go. It's kind of a 6/8 thing, or might call it a waltz if you like. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. I've seen elephants run from a mouse. Goliath and David, the myth says it all. It's not about the size of your house. Programmed to succeed in a material world, like the sharks that swim in the sea. What's it all for? For the crabs in the bucket all suffer the same destiny. So think about this as you struggle and crawl on your way to gain higher ground. The view is so good from the top of the hill, but the fall is a long way down. Hey, a long way down. The fall is a long way down. Solo. To imagine a solo here. He who is first shall always be last. If you want to be king, learn to serve. Or the ripples of love with your friends and your foes will bring you the same in return. Be kind to all those who have helped you to climb. You may need them on your way down. What can go up will always come down, and what goes around comes around. Hey, a long way down. The fall is a long way down. Hey, a long way down. I said the fall is a long way down. Said the fall is a long way down. So that's a kind of positive message. And there's one more song. I'm going to play one more song because I got a request to do this just now. So I'm going to play it for you. So Claudia Cortez, a big hug from Italy. And I can't believe you're watching this in Italy. That's really cool, Claudia. Natalie Snyder, what goes around comes around. That's the expression we all know, right? So yeah, you can actually put any kind of words or poem to music very easily. So if you have a poem that you love, just tell me about it, and maybe I'll stick some music to it, because that's what I did with the Rudyard Kipling poem. Anyway, this is the last one I'm going to play tonight, and then I'm going to play you out on a really, really great video, which I know you're just going to love. So this is called Big Fan of Myself, and this kind of song really says it all. It's You don't have to go out at night to the movies because I'm a big fan of myself. I don't have to worship who's on the red carpet because I'm a big fan of myself. I don't have to wait in line for a ticket because I'm a big fan of myself. The show will go on. I don't care if I miss it because I'm a big fan of myself. It's about appreciating who you are. We kind of project ourselves onto stars and pop stars and movie stars, and get kind of a certain kind of pleasure from that, but it doesn't actually change you. My teacher Gurdjieff said once something really profound, like the Rothschild with all his millions cannot help you if you've got nothing to eat. It's not going to make you change your life. So so be a fan of yourself, folks, and once you're a fan of yourself, you will actually start radiating love to everyone else. It will change everything, and that's how it works. Okay, all you need is love. One of my favourite songwriters said that. So this is called "I'm a Big Fan of Myself." Here we go. You have to get used to it. I'm just practicing here for. I don't have to go out at night to the movies, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. Hey, I don't have to worship who's on the red carpet, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. I don't have to wait in line for a ticket, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. The show will go on, I don't care if I miss it, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. Of myself. No one else will do. I'm myself, 'cause to myself I'll always be true. I'm a big fan of myself. I don't have to pucker my lips like Mick Jagger, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. Grinding my hips, just look at me swagger, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. I don't have to listen to lies on the TV, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. All the fake news is just making me crazy, 'cause I'm a big fan of myself. Of myself. And no one else will do. I'm myself. To myself I'll always be true. I'm a big fan of myself. A big fan of myself. That's my big fan of myself. Never been recorded or released, so look out for that one. It's going to come out on a Happy Campers album later this year. Joan's working on a video right now called Icky Cottage Blues, and that's going to be the first single. So talking about the Happy Campers. Happy Campers is a project that I'm working on with my wife Joan, and it's about funny songs, feel-good songs, but also songs that tell the truth, but in a funny way. So the first record we ever did for the Happy Campers, and we did a video of it, but we didn't really promote it. So it's not many people know about this video, but it's called "Tweet Me Right," which is it's a send up on a cell phone addiction, which we all tend to suffer from, and it features what's the name of the band? Anyway, they're on there. There's a band that I was producing at the time. Turbo Street Funk, they're called, and I was producing an album for them, and I asked them if they would mind playing on this song, which was "Tweet Me Right," because it needed horns and stuff. So this is really good. I think you're going to love this song. It's called "Tweet Me Right," and I'll see you next week, folks. By the way, check the feed while you're listening to "Tweet Me Right," because I think Catherine and Joan, they're in the other room, and they're going to put some information helplines for people who are having mental health problems. Okay, so check that. Not that anybody here has, but you know, you might know somebody that does, and it'll help you. So this is Tweet Me Right, folks. Here we go.
I never have you on your own. You're always playing with your phone. The world is out there for you to see. You never really notice me. Something's missing, something's lost. But there's a lot that counts the cost. Oh yeah. So just tweet me right. I will unfollow you tonight. Just tweet me right. I will unfollow you tonight. I don't want to be your virtual friend. Never touching, just pretend. If you can't stand it on your own, why don't you throw away your phone? The Wi-Fi's broken, it's a shame. So let's try talking for a change. Oh yeah. Just tweet me right. I will unfollow you tonight. Just tweet me right. I will unfollow you tonight. Just tweet me right. I will unfollow you tonight. Just tweet me right.
Hey. Yeah, sounding good, guys.